All right, hello everyone. Welcome back to episode what's it,
Six.
six? I'm an even number, right? Yeah, I'm an even number. So it's episode 6 of season 2 of Random Album Review. My name is Brian,
I'm Larry.
and how this show works is every week, me and Larry will alternate between choosing an album for the other person. Um, One of us has listened to it, or listen to it fully, or like a fan of the music, and we introduce the other to that album, like their music, and that's how it goes. We talk about it, we make jokes, we ramble, we yap. That's about it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
it's that simple.
yeah. So I can't see anything in these, so
He's
oh,
back.
I can see again. Thank God. So this week, Larry, we had return of the return of one of my goats. We had Changmo's first studio album, Boyhood.
Yeah, we covered
And
him early on in season one.
episode 2, I believe.
I
Hold
think
on,
yeah,
let me look at my notes. Episode 2.
I believe episode
Episode
two
1.
is
No,
correct.
episode 2 is Unforgiven. Episode 4.
Four.
Episode
Okay.
4 is Underground Rockstar. Um, but yeah. So I think in that episode, I talked about how he had a that was his second studio album. This is his first one,
Yes.
but I think the second one's more recent because I believe he had just gotten out of the military, and I want to talk about it. So, but either way, this is his first studio album under Ambition Music, which I may have stated before, but that's been his label since I think the start of Ambition Music. They started in September of 2016, and he was signed October of 2016. So a
Basically a
month
day
after
one.
he was signed. Yeah, essentially. But we talked about it before. I've mentioned it a few times. And when I sent it to you this week, Larry, what'd you think? What were your initial thoughts going into it?
So obviously, the first thing I'll be honest, the first thing I did was when you sent me, and we discussed this last week actually, I think after we finished recording, that because
Mm-hmm.
you had mentioned to me that you knew what the album was going to be already, and we
Mm-hmm.
talked about it. So the first thing I did was I went back and I listened to Underground Rockstar, listened to
Mm-hmm.
that in its entirety again, got myself kind of back in the mindset,
Mm-hmm.
and then I listened
The
to
mindset.
this, and it's I can see I can see the differences and the the maturing of his music from first album to second album. I'll say is the way I'll word it.
Mm-hmm.
The way things sound a little different, a little cleaner, a little bit more professional in some spots.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think this album was bad by any means. I'm not trying to say that this album was horrible. It was a rookie album. No, this was a good
Rookie
album.
album. Huge, huge. I think he started off with a lot of singles and EPs and stuff. You know
Mm,
how most artists do because albums are expensive,
yeah, it's a
really
lot of
expensive.
money,
So,
a lot of planning.
hmm so yeah, that's how that goes. But um, so we'll get into the scratching the surface itty bitty details of this album. So this album, I believe he talked about it for not talked about it, but I remember he was like posting like an album coming soon. And I was like, oh, because this one I was a fan. I was like, oh, this is hype. My favorite like Korean hip hopper, Korean rapper is gonna drop a an album. So I nervously waited for this, and then it came out, and I was like, this is a banger. I love it so much.
Banger.
Nothing will ever stop me from listening to it. But yeah, the song. This album has 12 songs. Um, there's a skit in there, but it's basically a full song. There's just
Yeah,
not much about it. The title track of this album is Meteor. That's probably one of his most like iconic songs, I guess. If you like think of him, a lot of newer fans will be like, "Oh, Meteor. He made Meteor. That's a really good song." This album basically, I think he was pretty popular within like the the underground Korean hip hop, fan base and whatnot. and I think Meteor just boosted him up even more with other people listening to it, and just sounds like no, no, it just sounds like something everyone would listen to. It's pretty good.
It's a popular song. Could be
Yeah,
considered, I don't know, a pop track, perhaps. Maybe a little bit,
probably. Yeah,
just a little.
maybe, perhaps. But there is a according to the interwebs, in my opinion, which I also agree with the interwebs. So the follow up title track, you could say, is Remedy, the ninth song, was which has a feature of Chungha.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get in here real briefly. She's a K-pop soloist, female. She was in a group called IOI as like a survival group. Once that group was like contract was up, the members, there are like a lot of members, so that's like a 14, 15 member girl group maybe. It's like a whole project group, and then once they break, they can become either like other agencies signed them, or they go solo, or they become actresses or whatever, that kind of thing. So she became a soloist, and she's like one of the more popular ones. A lot of people know who Chungha is. So yeah, I also like her music. I might choose her album one day. But back to Changmo. The album image, which I say it goes pretty hard.
Cool image.
It is him sitting on his own Porsche.
Cool.
I think somewhere in Korea. Night Sky is probably edited in or just enhanced. I don't know.
Probably a little bit of both.
Probably a little both. I mentioned this now. I fully believe that the Ferrari in the Underground Rockstar album is definitely his. I know he has a Ferrari. I've seen that before on his like Instagram or whatever. So
Bro's got money. He's got cars.
these are his cars. He's a grinder. He always talks about his rollies. He also wears a lot of ice. Not really, he dress. He's just like that kind of.
He dresses well.
He dresses. He just dresses like that. His
Yeah.
role. So, the album was released November 29th, 2019. So it's 3 years old for no.
Wow.
It's 5.
Wow.
5 years. My math is awful. It is 5 years old. Probably this year.
2019 is 5 years ago.
Yeah. That's absurd.
Yikes.
It peaked at number 13 on the Korean charts, which is
Respectable.
pretty high. It was certified platinum on June 11th, 2020, and then got double platinum for 200 million streams on September 9th. Oof. Who was 2021?
Wait, say that again?
It's double platinum. Meteor is double platinum.
Okay.
As of September 9th, 2021.
Nice.
I saw I heard the wrong thing, but yeah. I may have mentioned this before, but I just read it. My notes are all over the place. He got accepted into Berklee College of Music, which is in I think Massachusetts somewhere. Twice. He applied once when he was 18, didn't get a scholarship, so he couldn't attend, and then once again at 19, didn't get any scholarships and just didn't go. And look at him now. So
I'd say it's worked out.
it's worked out.
At least a little bit.
A wee bit. It's going. He does what he does. So we have a long list of awards here for mainly this album, and then some with the Underground Rockstar album. But in 2020, he won the Golden Disc Award, which is I believe I think most of these award shows are just Korean, so
Yeah.
don't think anywhere, but Golden Disc Award for Best R&B and Hip Hop Award for Meteor. He won the 2020 Korean Hip Hop Award for Hip Hop Track of the Year. Meteor. 2022, he won the Korean Hip Hop Award for Artist of the Year, Hip Hop Album of the Year with Underground Rockstar, and Track of the Year, Hip Hop Track of the Year, and Hit Music Video of the Year with Taiji, which is on Underground Rockstar. So, I mean, post 2022 is basically all Underground Rockstar.
Yeah, and that makes sense.
And he won Best Hip Hop Rap Song with Taiji. So, yeah, he's won quite a few awards for his 2 albums, which is good. He deserves some recognition for how hard he's worked. In some of his songs, you'll hear um, what is it? In Vivinine, I think, or Hyper Vivinine, where he says like he's been doing it by himself for a decade.
Mm-hmm.
So he's been making music for like a while, and then he got signed to an album. He got signed to
A record label.
a record label. My words aren't working right now.
I got you.
He got signed to a record label, and then he worked his way. He still had to work his way up to where he is now. And so I mean, deserved recognition for how hard he's worked. A lot of
Yeah,
people do, honestly.
it the music industry is absolutely like no joke. It takes a lot of effort and skill in planning and marketing. Marketing is the big one, but
Yeah,
it's
it's very fierce.
very impressive where he is at.
Uh, there's a really funny image of somewhere. So when I don't know where it's called. He was I think it's when Boyhood released. He was invited to one of the music like award shows, and there's a picture of him with like other idols, like K-pop idols, and he's just standing there staring into space. And I remember him talking about it. He's just like, I just felt really awkward. I feel like I don't belong there.
Yeah, I mean it takes so I've at least heard it takes a while to adjust to that environment. Like finally like getting the opportunity to go to those big award shows with the people that you've looked up to
Mm-hmm.
and like dreamed of being like on stage with and such, and it's just like it's kind of a shell shock moment. It's like,
Yeah,
wow, I'm really here with like these people.
well, yeah,
I don't belong here. What am I doing
yeah,
here?
yeah. I can't find it, but it's really, really funny. He's just standing there, just staring into space. He's like, he had like he had a long black jacket on too, and taller guy too, so it just looks really long and tall and scary.
He needs to lock in.
He did, but yeah, I can't find the picture right now. But if I can find it, I'll probably show it to you afterward.
Yeah, you can
But
send it to me later.
um, on to some of our favorites. So, anything in this album piqued your fancy?
I mean, and it kind of makes sense, and I don't mean to like, hop on the bandwagon or anything, but Meteor, it is just a good song. There's a reason why it won the awards it did, and the reason
Mm-hmm.
why I'm looking at it here. The reason why it's the most played song on this album on Spotify. It's
Yep.
good. It's a very fun track.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked "Meet Me in Toronto."
Me and Toronto's good.
Very good
That's
song.
should mention that's his really good friend Paul Blanco. He's I believe who Paul Blanco is. Um, he might be no, he speaks English a lot. That's all I know. So
Paul Blanco. For
that's pretty
some
cool.
reason, his name sounds familiar, but I don't know.
Paul
I'll look
Blanco.
into it later.
Yeah.
I also I don't think I'd put it on the same level as the other two, but I also really liked "Wish," the opening track.
Which is pretty good. It's really funny. When I first listened to it, I was like, "Who is this lady speaking to my ear? And what is she saying?"
She yapping.
I think it might be some story or something. I tried to do my research, but yeah, I believe that's what it is. Oh, it's all in Korean. Yep.
It's
Well,
alright.
I'll never know, but yeah,
What
those are
about
pretty
you,
good
Brian?
songs. I like those. Um, I mean, I listened to the album in order when I first listened to it. I always like Meteor. Meteor
Mm-hmm.
just, I think that was Meteor is just really good. I like it a lot. It's very upbeat, fun, hype. Not really hype. It's chill. It's chill. Um, what is a hype song is We Up.
We Up
That's
is
a
good.
hype song. Um, Another song on my favorite was Remedy. Um, I just I don't know. I liked it when because I didn't look at the features or anything when I just pressed play on the album, just like locked my phone and listened to it. So I didn't know any of the features are. So I just listened to them, and if I knew the person, if I knew the voice, I knew who the feature was.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got to Remedy, I'm like, I like this beat, and then I hear Chungha come up. I'm like, oh my god, holy crap,
He's
it's her!
singing.
And I was like, wow, this is a banger song.
This
And
is the banger. Certified banger.
I also like, according to the album streams here, it's not including the skip, one of the lower stream songs. I like 31576. I looked up everywhere to see what that could mean. I don't know what it means. I just know that I just really like the beat, and I like how he rapped in the other guy, Jiren. I don't know, sang on it,
Yeah,
harmonies
my
on it.
my only theory could be maybe that's his parents' birthday, maybe? I don't know.
31st of May, 76.
That, or it could also be March 15th, 76. I don't know what order, because I don't know how they would do it over Spotify. I don't know how they would change it. So I don't know. That's my
Well, I
only
mean,
theory.
well, that's the song title is named that. You can't really change it to anything, so because that's how he did it. But yeah, those are my favorites. I mean, I honestly like all of them. They're all pretty good. So
Good
that
album.
leads to my next answer. No, I don't dislike any songs. Wait, I have no dislike songs. I think I said it right. I'm pretty sure don't dislike is that. No, that makes sense, right? Don't dis. Man, English is a second language. It's hard for me.
I think you are correct. Don't dislike, yes.
I don't dislike. Don't dislike.
No, 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 because now you're out. No, 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 no.
I'm multiplying
You're
it,
doing too much, man.
exponentially growing it.
You're doing too much, buddy.
Yeah. How about you? You would dislike any songs?
Um, I don't know. There were a few songs like in the middle, like the skit wasn't anything like super special to me.
Mm.
Um, Serenade also wasn't like my favorite song in the world. But other than that, everything else was pretty good. I don't really have. I don't know if I'd necessarily like skip them, but I don't know. They just weren't my favorite. I kind of just got lost in the middle of the album.
Fair. I don't think there is a theme to this album. I think it's just I'm putting 12 tracks. I'm putting 11 tracks, and I'm putting some break in there. So
Yeah.
most rap albums are like that, I believe. So
Hmm?
I mean, most albums in general, I guess. There's not a lot of. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. I don't know if there is or not, but could be, couldn't be. I could be right. I could be wrong.
Got to do your
But
research. Got to look at every album in history.
that's too much work, bro. Let me look through all the symphonies of Bach and see what his storytelling was.
All right, yeah.
I'll give you a detailed one sentence essay on that.
Let's go.
So, what were your you said earlier that you got yourself back in the vibe of listening to this by re-listening to Underground Rockstar, right?
Yes.
So, what'd you think after you listened to all the songs?
Um, I don't know. I was kind of left feeling pretty similar to how I felt after Underground Rockstar. I was I wasn't upset with the music. I wasn't like overly wanting to go back and listen right away, but as time has gone on, listening to it a few more times throughout the week, it's not too bad. It's not as bad as the first listen, for sure. And
Yeah,
I don't even know if I should necessarily use bad as the word because that just feels too harsh. But
yeah. I mean, I think for for how I've listened to like any album within the recent years, I guess 5 years at this point, I listen to a whole album or a whole single, right, from an artist, be like, that was all right, and then not listen to it again, and then the song will pop into my head out of nowhere, and I'm like, all right, I'm listening to it again, and that's how it goes.
yeah,
For me, at least, that's how I usually listen to music. But yeah, um, my description for what I should put here says banger,
banger.
which encapsulates what I thought of this. So it's a banger.
Fair enough. Yeah.
And moving on. That's what I was gonna say. Moving on.
Lock
What
in, buddy. Come on.
dude, I am
Bring it home. Unlike too
so
soon? Yikes.
so what's the rating you gave it? Jesus Christ, man.
It's been a
I'm
long
looking
day,
at
huh?
my rating. I'm looking at my rating, and I'm like, yeah, I want to say that, and my head's just like, no.
So I'm gonna give this a 7.75. 7.75. I
Okay,
enjoyed
okay.
it, but not my favorite thing that we've listened to so far.
Word. All right, all right.
What about you, Brian? Let me hear it. You were so anxious.
I give it a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, that's respectable. Like
Yeah,
many,
I looked forward to this thing, dude.
like
It was pretty good.
like very many of our albums, it falls in that 8 range in
It
the
will always
average.
fall in the 8 range.
I
Other
mean,
than Blackpink.
yeah, we discussed this though. Like right now we're kind of just going through a bunch of albums that like one of us enjoys enough and the other really enjoys, so it kind of just falls just short of really good, but it's decent.
Yeah,
But I
it's
mean,
always just decent.
and then
Yeah, it is what it is.
eventually we're gonna get that 0 out of 10.
Oh, 0 out of 10 is gonna be a crazy episode, dude.
Crazy episode. Plotting.
Manifesting it now, just get my crystals out. My rose quartz. Actually, no, that's offensive. I can't say that. I don't know what rocks do.
Yeah,
All I
I
know
don't
is
know.
jade is really cool. Anyway, but
Sure.
moving on. You want to reply any later, bro?
What?
I'm done with this. All right. So, if you
What?
guys have enjoyed the episode, please leave a like, comment what you thought about the album. If you've listened to it before, what's your favorite? If you haven't, listen to it. Subscribe, like, hit the bell if you want to. I'm Brian. That's Larry. Bye.
See you guys.